Okay. Tell me what you know about an objective summary.
No. We do another one.
Tell me what you know about an objective summary.
God, I hated it last year. I did it on the last day of school.
I think everyone did, Lucas.
I literally spent 5 days.
Okay, you need to be quiet. You need to be quiet. Okay, what is a summary?
So the overall main idea of the story or book you're reading.
Alright, the overall,
So long.
well, I don't know if it's really the main idea. A summary is like the overall, description of the events. Hey, you need to stop talking and listen. Okay? You might even take out your notebook and take a couple notes. So a summary is the overall description of events that occur. Or maybe that are discussed if you're talking about the summary of a nonfiction article or the summary of a discussion, the summary of a meeting, right? It's the overall description of events that occur, and we're going to say in a piece of literature, because we're talking about literature. Okay? What does objective mean? What does objective mean? If something is objective.
Like you're going for it.
No?
It's an objective. You're trying to get it.
Okay, so you're thinking of it as a noun, like your goal, your objective, okay? Okay, but we're not thinking of it as a noun. This is an adjective. If something is objective, what is it? Ariam.
The main point of a story or what is the main point of something?
Well, that's kind of like what Luke was just talking about as a noun, the goal or the main point. No. This is an adjective. It's describing the summary. It is objective. It's the opposite of being subjective. Leah?
Having no opinion.
Yeah, objective means having no opinion. Okay? Whoops. I'm going to say no bias or opinion. So when you watch the news at night, or if you read a newspaper article, they are supposed to be objective, meaning they do not sway your belief one way or another. They are free from bias or opinion. I kind of wrote two different
They know
definitions.
the top 10 biggest lies.
Okay? So if something is objective, it has no bias or opinion. It is free from opinions or bias. It simply states the facts. This is exactly what happened. Okay, so states the facts. Now, if something is subjective, that is written more from somebody's viewpoint. If something's subjective, that means it's subject to like the feelings of the writer, basically. If it's subjective point of view, that means like you kind of have some opinions on it, some feelings about it. Objective doesn't have any feelings about it. Okay? So we are going to do this together. You did this for Anne Frank, and it was kind of difficult, I think. You did it online. So we're gonna do some of this together. We are just gonna work on this left side of the worksheet. So we are not worried. So this part that says number 1, summary of text, that's the only part we're working on right now. And that's all gonna be written in the column on the left. Okay? Just the column on the left side. And it says, provide a brief, objective summary of each scene. The first one's done for you. So we're going to do this together, so you should be writing as we talk about it. Okay? So here's an example. In the very first scene, Jacob Marley, a ghost, explains that he is the very dead former business partner of Ebenezer Scrooge, England's most tight-fisted hand at the grindstone. Scrooge counts his money and vows to jail his debtors, and it is Christmas Eve. Okay, so
That's a depressing one.
I'm going to give you Act 1 so that if you need to look, you can. What happens in Act 1, Scene 2? Anybody just remember in general? You can look through. If you need to. So, no opinion. Let's just state the facts of what happens in Act 1, Scene 2. That has Taylor's name on it, but you can use it. So you guys look back in Act 1, Scene 2, and then let's write an objective summary about what happens there. Not the Ghost of Christmas Present, no.
Ghost of Christmas Past.
Look in the packet I just gave you. Turn to Act 1, Scene 2. Leah?
Scrooge and his nephew kind of like argue a little. Well, they don't argue, but like Scrooge he has no interest in talking to his nephew.
Okay, what is his nephew there doing?
Giving him an invitation to his house.
Okay, so Scrooge's nephew, that's the first thing you can write down. Scrooge's nephew invites him over for Christmas dinner, right? So write that down. Scrooge's nephew invites him over for Christmas dinner. What does Scrooge do, Leah?
Has no interest in going or even talking to his nephew.
Yep, he has no interest in going or talking to his nephew. So write that down.
This is in the summary text, correct?
Yep, in the left-hand column.
Wait, Scrooge what?
So Scrooge's, and you don't have to have it word for word, but kind of basic. Scrooge's nephew invites him over for Christmas dinner. Scrooge refuses the invitation and doesn't even want to speak with him.
That's kind of
What does he say about Christmas?
Blah,
It's a.
Yeah, Christmas is like nonsense, right? No reason for Christmas. Okay, that's one thing that happens. What else is a major event that happens that you can summarize?
We
Two men walk in.
And what are the men doing?
asking for donations.
Uh-huh, and what does Scrooge do about the donations?
Get out.
Yeah, so Scrooge, so you can say, visitors come, or two men come asking for donations for the poor.
Is it still in the left column?
Yep,
Yeah.
everything is in the left column. All we're doing is this number 1 summary of text that will be in the left column. We are just writing a summary. On the left side we're writing a summary, and then tomorrow we'll talk about the theme, which will be on the right side. We are just on the left side right now. Okay, so that's another event that happened, is that 2 visitors come soliciting donations for the poor. What does Scrooge do or say? He tells them to go away. What does he refer to? Like, what is there to help the poor?
Jails.
Aren't there workhouses
Aren't there
to help the
jails?
poor? Okay, that's where they belong.
Yeah.
Okay? So in your own words,
Oh, we're up.
you can write that men come to solicit donations. Scrooge refuses to give any donations, says that the poor should go to the workhouses.
That's kind of brutal.
Okay?
Good.
One last thing that happens in that act that's important.
Cratchit gives them.
Cratchit. What about the Cratchits?
I love you take my answers. No.
What about them?
Cratchit's like, can I have the day off, sir?
Yeah, sure, whatever. Cratchit.
Bye, Mr. Scrooge.
Merry Christmas. Okay, so Bob Cratchit has to ask for Christmas Day off to Scrooge. So you can add that. And then with that, we will stop. Keep this in a safe place to bring it to class tomorrow, and we will continue with our summary tomorrow. Have a great day.